Head of production will be in charge of getting in the samples on time, working very closely to the design team, and both teams will be following a critical path, what's called a critical path. A critical path is a lead time management system that they will make sure that tabs, packaging, dyeing, color palettes, everything is approved and signed off. So sometimes the head of production will take full control over that. Sometimes it's a 50-50 control and responsibility. But there's a lot of communication between those two departments and that process. Then you, of course, have a marketing and PR department where they will do all of the communication to the outside of the company and all of the press releases to the outside of the company. If any sort of visual communication is needed, or logos, branding, communication, that's where all of that is done. Of course, then you have sales and account managing, which will look after the direct sales of usually wholesale, introducing the sample collection to the buyers or to the wholesale distributors. You'll either have a distribution team, or it's just going into independents and department stores, but the buyers will need to come by appointment to have a look at that. And then, of course, you've actually got your in-house, in-company buyers. If you are producing if you have retail stores, if the company has its own retail stores, somewhere along the lines, that will have to be, those garments from the wholesale range will have to be selected for retail production to go into the store. Depending on the size of that range, those retail garments will be bought from the wholesale collection. That is just one version of the way that a company works. But the reason I wanted to share this version of the way a fashion company works, or what it looks like, is because if you're new to the industry, the fashion industry is quite a large place, and there are many roles and responsibilities within the industry that perhaps you haven't considered. So if you're new to the industry, or if you've just graduated, there's many roles that you could consider, aside from just being a designer. You can, and then of course there's product development. So sometimes in some companies there is no design team, and it's either product developers or it's even buyers, and those three roles are pretty blurred. They have different responsibilities, but they're similar. They have different functions, but they're similar. They're creative roles. So I hope that's helped. A simple way to explain a fashion company and the setup of it. My name is Sarah. I have 17 years fashion industry experience. I am